Hello, my dear traders, and welcome. OLYMP TRADE here. My name is Thomas, and I will conduct the following trading session for you. How are you doing today? How is everyone doing? Do you have any interesting questions or stories, or well, pretty much anything that bothers you in regards to trading? So I'm here to discuss trading and markets in general. So feel free to ask me any kind of questions that you feel you want to get answers for. And well, first of all, let's say hello to each other. So hello Pavan, hello Praveen, hello Mr. Roaster, hello Anime Kingdom, and so Anime Kingdom says here that he lost $26,000 in 3 months. Well, I don't know your background, I don't know your financial situation. So $26,000 seems like a lot of money, by all means, by all standards, even for people who make maybe even for people who make like $1 million per month, that's kind of nothing. But for 99.99% of the population of the earth, of people, that is a significant amount of money, and none of us would be happy if he or she were in your shoes in regards to these losses. So we are coming here to start trading, thinking that it is our quick success, quick easy road towards profits, towards financial freedom, towards financial independence, and that we can start to afford luxurious cars, luxurious apartments, villas, and we can from now on let ourselves travel all over the world. Which is in fact partially true, but only to a certain extent. Now, the main problems start when you go from your demo account to your live account, and then pretty much all problems begin, because psychology kicks in and now starts playing a major role. Because when we trade on demo account, we don't feel we don't have fear, and fear and greed are the two most important feelings or senses that people can feel and experience when they trade. And that is why my personal approach to trading, or my personal kind of in my opinion, one of the main aspects of successful trading is to become as robotic as one can be. So this means that you need to execute your trading strategy no matter what. So I'm not talking about obviously that you should sort of go against the market and sort of neglect all the feedback that the market is providing you with, but it's about not caring about the outcome of your next trade, and instead focusing on executing your trading strategy. Because oftentimes we start thinking now when we trade on live account, so is this trade going to be profitable or not? And you start this internal dialogue with yourself, and you start persuading yourself, and you're thinking, okay, so maybe this next trade is not going to be a profitable one, so I would rather skip it. And then you don't enter that trade, and then in return that trade becomes, or like possibly could become, a very successful one. And then some next trade which is looks like it's kind of it kind of looks like a trade according to the strategy, but then not 100%. And in that case, you basically open that trade, execute that trade, you end up losing money, and it totally ruins your like self-assurance. You stop believing in yourself, believing in your trading psychology, and that basically gives you more harm than good. So you make one mistake, two mistakes, three mistakes, four mistakes, five mistakes, and then it's like a snowball, right? It's the snowball effect. So these minor problems start accumulating and start growing into a much bigger one, and then and then, well, it's things start going not as planned, not as we planned they would go. So next question here, which time is best for trade? So on our platform, if your main mode of trading is FTT mode of trading, so then basically anytime, because we have composite indices and some crypto assets that work 24/7. Obviously, if you trade currencies like, so for example, let's select currencies, and obviously if you want to trade Euro USD, the pound against the US dollar, so these currencies obviously they have their like rush hours, peak hours of activity, which are basically coincide with the light day in Europe and in the United States. So obviously those hours are like in from maybe 9 a.m. UTC until probably like 8 p.m. UTC. So during those hours, those are peak hours, but a lot also depends on your trading strategy, because some people, they instead prefer very calm markets, like, for example, let me find this. For example, during the night, so when markets are very slow, and some people, even though profitability might be lower, maybe it can be down to like 30%, 40%, 50%, since not many trades are happening at that time. Nonetheless, some entry points become more it's all about like winning ratio. So some people have a much better winning ratio during night hours, and then obviously they sort of stick to night trading. But as I say, you need to, well, first of all, try different, because there is no universal advice, and you have to take into consideration that probably you and I, we live in different we're living in different time zones, and what can be my prime time might be like absolutely inconvenient for you to trade. So basically, given this fact, you have to choose according to your circumstances and according to your trading plan, your trading strategy, and so on and so forth. Now, let me give you some brief analysis about my position on gold. So actually, there isn't much analysis here. It's a very classic trade here. So the entry point, I missed a little bit this moment of time when prices dropped towards 2000, and basically okay, hold on, let me just reload the screen just in case. So the best period of time was here. So it's a classic approach, right? So for all this time since December 14th, we have been trading above the 2000 level, which is a very important strategic level, and many buyers, many long-term investors, they see this level because it is so obvious. And as one trader once told me, that the best levels can be easily spotted on the chart. So if you cannot spot a strong or important level of support or resistance after 5-10 seconds of looking at the chart, it means that there is no there is no obvious, like super obvious, super strong level. So there might be some other levels, like maybe inclined ones, like trend lines, upcoming trend, downwards trend, things of that nature. But psychological levels, you just open a chart and you see them all at once. So 2000, so everything above 2000 is bullish, everything below 2000 is bearish, right? So once the price comes near the 2000 level, that is when you wanna buy, because that is the closest price towards to 2000, and basically that gives you the chance of actually placing the shortest stop loss possible. Okay, so what about my Tesla trade? Okay, so it's a small trade, it's a tiny trade in the amount of $400, not so much to talk there. Now a similar story to gold. Okay, so I've been talking about that level for so long. Oh my god, my tongue got tired. I was like talking so much about this level. I was like, guys, look at 1.10, right? This is this level is exactly as strong as $2,000 for gold, pretty much the same strength. And this also, I mean, right here, it's a perfect head and shoulders pattern, because if we look here, so clearly we can see this left shoulder. Next we have this headline, and then right here it's our right shoulder. And so once again, maybe I should have opened my trades even closer to here, to 110. For some reason, I'll open you a little secret. I was traveling quite a lot in the past 3 weeks, so I wasn't able to be on the internet all the time, and that's why I probably missed some of those trades, perfect entries. Nonetheless, I consider this entry good, even though my stop loss here seems a little bit like somewhat extended, so it could have been shorter. So because here I basically had to place it here, which is more than like half a figure. It's a little bit too much. Nonetheless, the setup here is, in my opinion, like almost perfect. I mean, it is perfect, all right? There cannot be anything stronger than this pattern, like head and shoulders plus this psychological strategic level of 1.10. Like basically, I don't know what else to say here. It's just probably one of the best trades ever in terms of, like, entry points. I mean, it's just a classic one, right? As I said before, I wasn't really thinking like, all right, so is this trade going to be my best trade? Is this going to be a profitable trade? Instead, my internal dialogue was like this. I was like, yeah, so what does the current situation on Euro USD remind me of? And I look at it closely, I start analyzing, all right, I see this left shoulder, and also 1.10, which is a strategic level. Next we have this false breakout, which is also can be part of the head and shoulders or head pattern. And then basically, yeah, I open the trade downwards. So kind of perfect in this regard. Like the setup, it's just classic. It's like in the books, just like in the books. All right. Another, let me make sure that I don't miss any questions. So best strategy for OLYMP trade. So dear traders, there is no such a thing as the best trading strategy. So everyone has their own strategies, their own unique vision of the market, of different tools. And some people, some traders, I mean, there are so many different ways how you can get to profits. And you don't have to follow, one single approach. It just doesn't work like this, right? I mean, we can all copy signals from one another, but in the end of the day, some people will be making money and others will end up with losses. I don't know how this works. It just works like this. It's been proven by thousands or tens of, like, millions of traders. So some traders, they end up having hefty profits, by trading with, for example, SMA 50, the 200 SMA, the 100 SMA, and others simply don't see what others see. But on the other hand, they might be profitable with some other strategies. So there isn't like this one single unique best strategy. It's just like this, the holy grail of trading, in my opinion, it just doesn't exist. Or the holy grail of trading is discipline. It's discipline, it's constant feedback, it's constant analysis of your trades, and it's constant hard work. And yeah, there isn't much I can add here. It's just like that. So another question from Mr. Anime Kingdom. I took 3-time loan from bank and I lost all of it, and now I'm all right. So well, pretty much what you are saying here is exactly how you shouldn't handle trading, because you never. So trading is this kind of activity where, okay, this might sound a little bit counterintuitive, but when you start trading, you need to be ready to lose the money that you invest, because if you are not ready to lose this money, it means that you are trading with your last money and you don't have any savings, and you don't have maybe you don't have like food for tomorrow. You don't have you don't have money to buy food tomorrow. See, that's how things are. So I mean, unfortunately, I cannot provide you with any piece of advice here, because the only piece of advice which I give to traders, and which I just keep telling to my maybe some people that I know, so, my friends who want to start trading, is basically you need, like, think about it twice, 3 times, 4 times, like think about it multiple times. Create your trading plan, create draw plan A, draw plan B, draw plan C, etc. You need to know what's gonna happen, like in case something goes south, something goes bad, like something just doesn't work according to the plan. Do you have plan B? Do you have plan C? And so on and so on and so forth. And unfortunately, that's kind of the only like surefire method to to actually have a tomorrow, in a way, in a sense, right? So I mean, you can, if you see that something is not right today in your trading, you can always stop. Like, no one's pushing you to, for example, let's imagine you've lost $500 so far, and you have another $500 left in your deposit. So some people will just not stop until they lose these $100, their last $500. But others, like a smarter approach to this would be to actually stop, to take your losses, to accept them, and then maybe think, okay, so what you're gonna do with the remaining 500? So maybe you should cut your average amount per trade. Maybe you should do something else. So there are multiple options, but many people prefer this option to sort of continue trading and to completely ignore their their situation that is happening with them. Okay, so that's oftentimes a little bit of a problem. Now, guys, talking about my positions, I'm looking at Cardano, and basically, I think I should be closing this trade. But on the other hand, I still have a lot of trust, a lot of belief that this current bull trend is not over with cryptos, and I might be a little bit too optimistic. But as I said, this all seems to me like we have not even begun, and we are about to witness the new highs on Bitcoin. So even though, yes, we came very close, that was an obvious exit point here, 48,000, and I think we barely, so we pierced that for a few hours, as far as I remember. That was like almost 10 days ago on Thursday, on the 12th of January. And yeah, that was like it. Take profits here, but in the long run, if you are a long-term trader, I think we still have so much upwards potential, and it just looks like, I know, like technically, this seems like a very, very um, potential trade for further continuation of this uptrend. Now, Forex advice, how to set stop loss and profit. So the basic rule is, so let's open some trades, a few trades. So for example, Brent. All right, I've been talking about Brent. I think now I'm a little bit, so probably my problem now with Brent is that I'm a little bit too focused on Brent, and I'm expecting that it would grow, but there aren't many fundamental factors that can actually push Brent price to go up so much. Even, despite the situation in the Middle East, despite the Houthi attacks on commercial ships in the Hormuz Strait. I'm not sure what's it called. Yeah, I think it's called like that. Well, we all know what it is. And at the same time, I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, you will go up, you will go up, you will go up. And Brent is not going up. And I think this is this kind of asset where I've lost a little bit of, I've lost more than I made in the last few weeks. So nonetheless, let's give it a try. So what are, so how would I set my stop loss and take profit? Well, I don't really have like a very like strict rule in regards to how exactly to place and where. I usually try to find a strong level. Okay, so let me just reload the platform. Okay, so I'm just thinking to myself, so where do I want to put my stop loss? And I think, okay, so here, the price is here, and we can go up to here at least. And if we are lucky enough, we will the price will break this level and will go even further. So I need a stop loss in the amount of maybe $1. And let's see, so minus 50 is here. So what I do is I open a trade, and then I check where my stop loss is. Okay. So here is my stop loss. Now, what about my take profit? So I actually talked quite a lot about this concept, about the stop loss to take profit ratio, that it should be somewhere around, so one take profit should equal 4 stop losses, at least 3 or better 4, because then you have this optimal ratio of stop profit to stop loss to take profit. So in this case, I would say somewhere here would be nice. So it's like my stop loss here equals $500, and my potential take profit equals almost 2,000, which is like 1 to 4 or 4 to 1. And in this case, that also is quite optimal, because this take profit level, where it is placed right now, it coincides with this peak, which can be a very difficult level of resistance for the price to break first. So price probably won't be able to breach this level from the first attempt. So yeah, that's my thinking behind behind this trade. So wish you all a happy, healthy, successful life. Good luck to everyone. Thank you, Mr. Anime Kingdom. And then another question from Noor here. Can you give me just $100? By God, I'm psychologically devastated, and I'm also from poor family. So, dear traders, first you need to understand that if someone gives you some money to trade, and you don't know how to trade, right? What's gonna happen? You're going to commit the same mistakes once again, and you will end up losing money. And on the other hand, so let's imagine you don't have this $100 anymore, and you cannot maybe you just not able for some reason to maybe collect another $100 and start trading. So what you want to do in this case is maybe you're able to save $20, so something small, something smaller, and then start trading with $20. But avoid, don't do those mistakes that you did before. Okay, just change, because if you can trade, if you can be profitable when you have $20 in your account, you can be profitable when you have $50, and then if you're profitable with $50, then you can be profitable with 100, and so on and so forth. So this, this logic continues. This continues. So in this case, you need to become profitable first. Like, you don't need to have a lot of money in your account in order to be profitable. So it doesn't matter if you have $1,000 or you have $10 in your account. If you end up with profits, that's profits, because having $1,000 in your account does not guarantee that you are going to be profitable. So there isn't much correlation, especially when people start trading. There isn't much correlation between, some people start with $20,000 in their accounts and they end up losing this money quickly. And then some people start trading with $20 and maybe in 2-3 weeks they turn those $20 into maybe $40, right? Does this seem a lot? I don't know, maybe, especially if you look at it from the relative side. So that means you've gained plus 100% profits. But on the other hand, like, so $20, okay, it's not gonna make any difference. You start saying like this, but then another 2-3 weeks pass, and then this person now from $40 he's up to now to 70, and from there it's much easier to increase that amount and to turn that amount into $100, into $150, $200, and so on and so forth. So then your money starts, your capital, your deposit starts growing. But let's imagine another situation. So one person starts trading with $10,000 in his account, doesn't know how to trade well, but he still has a lot of money, and it is very likely that in 2 weeks' time, instead of having $10,000 in his account, in her account, this person will end up having, I don't know, like, let's imagine $5,000. So it means $5,000 lost. Trust me, I've been there. I told this story like so many times, I'm a little bit tired of telling it again, but in my beginning stages, my parents, they gave me some money as a present, as a gift, to start trading with. They actually knew what I was gonna do with that money, and that was a huge amount of money for me. Like, that was my, I don't know, 10 times my monthly salary at that time. Like, I had a huge amount of money in my account, and I was totally reckless. I broke so many rules. Like, I didn't put stop loss, I wasn't really sure what I was doing, and I just ended up losing like so much money that I was so shocked. So in one trade, one of my biggest losers in the beginning of my trading career, I lost like almost $3,000, which was pretty much 3 times my monthly salary, right? So that was so devastating. I was so devastated, but I continued emotionally, and then in the next maybe 2-3 days passed, and then I entered another trade without a stop loss, and I lost another like $1,000. That was just stupid. So everything I was doing there was like really, really stupid. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a clear plan. I sort of had some ideas in my head how I wanted, things to unfold. I sort of thought that, yeah, if I start trading big, immediately I will be like a millionaire by, I don't know, like 25 or something. I don't know. I had a lot of wrong ideas in my head, and I had no thoughts about discipline. And then, well, luckily, at some point of time after having experienced those losses, I came across a video that was like 10 plus years ago on YouTube. It wasn't even YouTube. I don't know. Maybe it was YouTube, maybe not. Maybe it was something else. And that person basically and then I ended up going to his education master class about trading. I watched a few videos, and basically I started to understand what I was doing. And pretty much what we are doing here is we are trying to increase your chances of success by providing so much um, positive, so much um, correct advice, useful piece of advice here. And those of you who will follow this advice, I'm talking about discipline, trading plan, strategy, um, actually devoting some time to developing your trading skill set, and not immediately jumping into cold water, into action with a lot of money in your account. Those people have a much higher chance of succeeding here in trading. Now, but secondly, how long you hold trade in Forex? Guys, now since I've been trading for more than 10 years, I feel that I'm quite advanced, and some positions on Forex and other stock positions I've been holding for, I hold more than 2 years. So basically anywhere from a few minutes and up to a few years. So because I'm now so flexible, and like I pretty much know what I expect from a currency, from some company. I know a great deal about fundamental analysis, and so on and so forth. So I can be very flexible in this regard. So that's it allows me to actually have like really long-term investments. And once again, guys, one reminder about long-term investments. So these long-term investments, these long-term positions, they actually allow you to make a lot of profits. Probably the most profits are coming from those long-term positions, and those long-term positions, they don't really require a lot of time from you. So it's like a little bit counterintuitive. You spend so little time and you get most profits from them. And whereas in the beginning, yes, we do spend a lot of time trading FTT mode of trading, and oftentimes we end up even losing money, and we just wasting so much time. And I actually read this next comment here from Mr. Akpak, and so he says something. Here is his message. Honestly, I feel FTT is not working for me. I have been trading since years, tried everything, planning to move to Forex permanently. Well, yes, that's, as I said, if, for example, FTT is not for everyone, even though FTT is the quickest way actually to grow your capital, in my opinion, because just the speed with which you can actually grow your capital is like tremendous. But FTT is not for everyone, and oftentimes FTT trading leads to over trading when you start trading too much, opening too many trades, and so on and so forth. So many psychological problems are caused by that. Now here's the second part. So Thomas, if I have $500 in live account, how much you suggest to invest in a single Forex trade? Well, in this case, I suggest that you do not invest more than 10%, so probably $50 per trade. Ideally, that should be around 5%, so $25 per trade. But I think you can try. Well, I mean, like, it depends on your risk appetite. If you're like a risky person and you want to grow your capital faster, yeah, you can try with $50. But as I said before, like a few minutes before, opening big positions does not guarantee that you're going to make a lot of money for them. Maybe instead you will accelerate your losses. So maybe I would start with something moderate, like $20 per trade, 25, but not more than 50, definitely. So never exceed, just never invest more than 10% in your trade, especially if we are talking about intraday trades or swing trades, some quick trades. When it comes to when you want to invest, for example, in Bitcoin for 5 years, yes, you can invest all your money, I guess. I don't know, just giving you an example. But that's another story. But when your intentions are clearly to speculate, to open some quick trades on Forex, then not more than 10% per trade. So 10% maximum. Ideally, that should be around 5%. So need help, please. I lost 45,000 pounds. So, Mr. Ahmed, unfortunately, trading is risky, and some people make money, some people lose money. And in this case, you just the only thing that you can do is to accept that loss. I mean, it's just acceptance, right? So you need to accept that this money cannot be returned, and at the same time you can start over. But next time when you start over, just do it in a smart way. Just have plan A, plan B, discipline. So probably you are trading on expert amount, I assume, and on expert account, I assume, and you can get a some consultations from your account manager. I'm pretty sure that they can help you out and they can share some really useful advice with you. Another question. So, hello guys, I lost too much in trading and I want to help you how to trade because I lost, cannot make. But if you're a beginner, so try to trade like $10. Well, yeah, Mr. Anime Kingdom, yeah, I agree. Basically, your suggestion or your comment is about that you shouldn't trade big in the beginning. I totally agree with that. So never start trading with big amounts of money per trade. It's not going to make you rich unless you know how to trade. So once you know how to trade, then yes, sure, start. You can easily go from $50 up to 70, 100, 250, 500. It is so easy. You just change this amount. But in order to get to that level where you can easily change this amount by inputting a different number, you need to make sure that your average return from trading is profitable, is positive, that you're actually making money in trading, not losing money with trading. All right. All right. Thank you for kind words. What does the up and down button mean? So I mean, when you trade, you can open up trades, you can open down trades. So basically, because as you know, some assets they go up in price. For example, Bitcoin can go up in price, can go down in price, and when it comes to trading, you can actually profit from both directions. So you can open up trades and win, make profit. You can open down trades and you can also make profits if your forecast is correct. So these are basically up and down buttons, but I really recommend that you watch some basic tutorials, some tutorials about the fundamentals of trading on YouTube, because if you don't know what these buttons are, do not invest real money in trading. Just learn the ropes first. Do your own bootcamp. So Thomas, how do you open trades during year earnings calendar? I mean, do you open trades on both directions or will you get any secret signals? That's an interesting one. So I mean, yes, you can try opening like this. We call it lock, like a lock. When you put a lock on the position, when you open up and down trades simultaneously with some stocks. I don't personally do that. And usually now I don't really trade so much on earnings reports because it's just oftentimes so unpredictable. And instead I like to trade actually on the first day after the report has been published, because by doing so you pretty much know that this stock is now in play, and there is volatility, there is interest, there is liquidity there, and you can expect a lot of movement, a lot of volatility, and thus profits. So guys, okay, final question here. My deposit didn't appear since it has been more than 5 days. Please talk to customer support. I know that every day they work, they find those lost deposits and they credit them to your trading account, or they return money back to your credit card or your e-wallet. So make sure you talk to our customer support, because I know for sure, I mean, I also work with this a little bit, that every day we return and we provide compensations, or like pretty much doing everything we can in order to find that money and to actually make sure that you get this money either straight to your trading account or back to your e-wallet. So USD JPY, right? That'll be the final question. Well, USD JPY. Basically, the nearest strong level is 150. And as of now, looks like we are dropping a little bit, so we can drop towards 145, but not below 145, because 145 now is a strong level, and maybe after this little pullback towards 145, that would be a nice, actually nice place to open trades with, once again, a very short stop loss, and that way we can get a very nice risk to reward ratio. So yeah, the current uptrend here on the USD JPY is bullish, and I think after a little pullback, we can expect this trend to continue and can easily go above 150. All right, guys, thanks a lot for your attention. Thanks for being with me here. Next week we are doing our next marathon webinar, or webinar marathon. Another event, 4 hours of trading, next Wednesday. I think that'll be the 31st of January, the last day of January this year, 2024. So let's do it productive. And once again, before trading big amounts of money, make sure that you can make profits when you have less money, when you have smaller deposits. If you can make money with when you have $20 in your account, it means that very likely you can make money with when you have $50 in your account. And then with 50, if you're profitable, then you can go up to 100. But it's not vice versa. If when you have $10,000 in your account, you don't know how to make profits, you're not going to be profitable with 20,000 or 1,000 or even $10. First, you need to learn how to not lose money. Step number one. And step number two, learn how to take profits, how to close, how to exit trades also on Forex. That is also a very important aspect, because we sometimes stay for a little bit too long in profits and too little long in a trade. And from where we should have already exited and closed that position, we end up staying in that position and giving back all the profits back to the market and closing with break even or very little profit. All right, that's it for today. Good luck with your trades, and I will see you soon. So don't forget about the earnings seasons, which is in full force, and also don't forget that we have webinars in all our languages. So basically Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We do webinars daily, so please join them in your language, and our analysts are very happy to share their knowledge with you. So good luck, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.